friends, hi, how are we? We're gonna just jump right into it because this is like the fourth time I'm filming this intro, and to be honest, it's starting to get to me, so we're just gonna keep going. I'm gonna explain to you what is happening right now. So I have decided, okay, let me backtrack. Inspiration has sprung, has hit. It was from somebody specific on Instagram, and I don't have Instagram on my iPad, so I'm just gonna show you the screenshot. Follow her. She's awesome. Her art is beautiful. But so she's the inspiration. So I was like, okay, I want to draw something kind of in her style, like kind of like textured and cool. So we drew it out, and then I drew it onto the iPad. But then my brain, not my brain, I didn't know how to use a pencil outline and then fill the, okay. Let me just show you, I filmed it. Actually, I'm just gonna ruin the edit, okay. My issue right now is I have so much bits I've filmed, but they're all kind of enmeshed together. And it's me re-explaining what I'm trying to explain to you right now. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's just say this is gonna be a Frankenstein video, and that I don't particularly like what I drew on Procreate, but I also don't hate it, but it's also a learning situation because I'm not really a digital artist. It's very new for me, so I'm getting somewhere. I've learned from you guys know those like random coughs you get. Anyways, we've learned. So here we go. Let's jump right into it. Howdy, friends. How are we? So good, I hope. Okay, so welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the swamp. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell if you want to be notified. Okay, so I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. This was a learning experience, okay? Let's just say that I've learned a lot from this somewhat okay digital drawing. You know, I'm not a digital artist by all means. I remember when I was younger and like your computer would come with that paint, like it's not an app or maybe it was an application, I guess, but it was like that paint thing on your computer, and you'd have to draw with the mouse, and drawing with a mouse is hard, you know. But yeah, so you know, I don't like it, but it's not bad either. It could be worse. I don't know what I was thinking with the ending, with the like water situation, but you know what? It's there. I liked it when I first did it a few hours from then, which is now I'm not feeling it, but you know what? It's there, and it's there to stay. Very good. Okay, so I don't know what to talk about, friends. I don't. To be honest, it's been a very long couple of days. I feel very mentally tired. There's been a lot of ups and downs and good and bad and lots of good, you know, very, very lots of good, you know. But anyways, so I think maybe we'll do some Reddit stories. I think we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna look for a couple, and then I'll reconvene in a moment. Okay, bye. All right, friends, this is a long one. Buckle up. Also, it's coming from the Potato Queen herself, Charlotte Dobre's Reddit channel. So if you want to hop in and listen, you should do that. Actually, I need water. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. My absolute nightmare of a wedding I went to. Wedding drama llama. A long one, worth it. So bear with me here. My husband, 31 male, and myself, 30 female, have been together 14 years, so we know a lot of the same friends over that time. One friend in particular, let's call him Jimmy, was a good friend of my husband for many years and even worked with him. He's not the brightest crayon, but sweet as they come. Jimmy was in and out of relationships for a while, but a couple years ago had thought he had found the one. For context, his fiancée at the time, let's call her Jenny, was an ex of his from a few years prior. They had dated for a while, broke up, and proceeded to find each other again, and things just seemed to spark. When they broke up, though, Jenny had dated another guy and even had a child with him. Jimmy was fully accepting of the child, 8 years old at the time. Oh, and they just seemed to be becoming a sweet little family. Now back to why we are here. Jimmy had reached out to my husband a few years ago to ask if he would be his groomsman in his party. Here's why I say he's not a bright crayon. He proceeds to tell my husband that his first choice couldn't make it, so he was just the backup choice. Kind of rude, but okay. That is kind of rude. I get it. We were just getting out of COVID. People were struggling to travel. We live in California, and he lived in Washington State. Either way, I told my husband, let's go. I booked the hotel and flights, which were 2 months out. First time flying for my husband. We got the tux and everything seemed to be going accordingly. That is, until the soon-to-be bride messaged me. I've never personally met Jenny. She seemed super sweet and welcoming, but wanted to see if I could help her out. She had asked that since her bridesmaids were flying into the same airport, if I could book a room for them at the same hotel just to keep people close. We were staying the night before the wedding day, and our flight coming home was the morning after the wedding, so a simple 2-night stay. She would only need the extra room for the other 2 gals for the night of the wedding, since they were flying home the next morning as well. I was hesitant, but she had promised to send me the funds prior to us leaving, so what could it hurt? I said sure and went ahead and added another room to my reservation. Fast forward to us leaving for our flights. Everything is moving super smooth. Flight is on time. Husband didn't have a panic attack on his first airplane. All was well in the world. We get to the hotel, check in, and I realize I don't think I got payment for the other room yet. That's okay. I will talk to them the next day to make sure I get paid back, or so I hoped. Morning of, we go to pick up our rental car. The drive to the... So I accidentally forgot to record me filling that in. So, oh no, I think something bad might have just happened. Hold on. All is well. I thought the original, it just looks like it gets deleted, but it's not. Okay, where were we? Okay, morning of, we go pick up our rental car. Oh, I only have so much time. This is a long one. Okay, I gotta read quick. The drive to the wedding was 1.5 hours, but at least it was scenic. We get there, and of course, the only face I recognize is Jimmy. The wedding is on a family friend's property, and it was a lovely, lots of trees and gorgeous scenery. I finally get to meet the fiance, Jenny. Sweet gal, and she introduces me to everyone. I met the property owner, her bridesmaids, the family. I mean, everyone. All very sweet. I didn't want to bother with bringing up money. She was very excited, and I'd rather not add to stress that day. Husband had been steered away from me to go get ready since we only had a few hours till the big moment. Bride was whisked off to get her hair done at a local spa, and somehow I was swindled into helping arrange the entire freaking wedding. I'm talking, I did the tables, cleaned and arranged the champagne flutes, set up the chairs, decorated the wedding party table. I don't know how, but I pretty much helped set up the whole thing. Maybe I'm too nice. Property owner, the only other person setting up, told me I could go ahead and get ready myself now since I was beet red, sweating, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. I walked the half-mile back to the house to get ready. Bathroom is clogged with the other bridesmaids getting ready, so I found a cozy spot on the bedroom floor and tried to pull my face together as best as I could. I'm no makeup artist, but I've been doing my makeup since I was 12, so I obviously had the practice. The bridesmaids see my makeup and in awe asked me to do the bride's makeup. She didn't have a makeup artist and was just going to do it herself. I know people do their makeup all the time, but I'm not familiar at all doing another person's face. It took me years to perfect my own, and I still need help. Here I go being too nice, and for some reason the word sure leaves my lips. Now I'm mortified with the idea I could be the reason she looks clown-like for her wedding. Thank goodness that doesn't happen. I did my damn best. I think she looks great, but now I need to fix my own makeup from sweating like a sinner in church. Now we get to the juicy meat of the story, why I felt I needed it to be shared. I sit in the far back of the seating. Husband was standing with the rest of the party. Wedding goes off great. Now the gentleman, let's call him Scott, I'm sitting beside, is in a very nice seat, starts chatting with me. Turns out he's Jenny's ex. Father to her child. He's quite stuck on Jenny and keeps commenting about how beautiful she is and can't take his eyes off her. Strange, but not my pig, not my farm, not my circus, not my monkeys. He is the father to her kids, so I just figured they were close for the child's sake. He tells me he's there for the kid to be in the wedding and was just waiting till things simmered to get the kid home safe so that the wedding party could start. Makes sense to me. Food was good, photos turned out cool, and now the alcohol is starting to flow. Here's where people start to kind of show. I was I was approached by someone, blanking on who exactly, had asked, pretty sure it was Jenny, to ask if we could give the two bridesmaids a ride back to the hotel with us. I felt like, why not? But they needed to be ready to go when we need to because our flight was leaving at 6 a.m. They were turned to say the least, and it was about 9 p.m. at this point. Oh, they returned, to say the least. Got it. I knew we needed to leave soon, but I looked up and who was returning, but Scott, the ex. He had said it was to drive the bridesmaids to the hotel. Could be why I asked to drive them. Wait. I knew we needed to leave soon, but I looked up and who was returning but Scott, the ex. He had said it was to drive the bridesmaids to the hotel. Could be why I asked to drive them. Not sure, but it made sense if we were going to go to the same place, so Scott didn't have to go out of his way to drive them all the way there. I just knew I was getting tired and was getting close to needing to leave. No one else seemed ready. It's now 11 p.m. Jenny is pretty gone. We're dancing. I'm trying to stay sober since I'm driving and I'm exhausted. I fetch my husband, who is doing shots with Jimmy, tell him to start gathering things up because we have 1.5 hour drive to get back to the hotel and still need to return the car, but now we can't find one of the bridesmaids anywhere. Scott also seems to be missing. I chuckle. 2 single people having fun. It's a wedding. Why not? Out of nowhere, Scott and the bridesmaid come out of the dark bushes like a deer caught in headlights. We all kind of chuckle, except Jenny is freaking out. Why, might you ask? I don't even know. Jenny begins crying on my shoulder, telling me she can't believe they would do this to her, how hurt she feels. Honey, do you not remember you just got married to your now husband a couple hours ago? I'm not sure what to say. I just comfort her and tell her it's all good. It was harmless, a couple of single people having fun. Now I for sure need to get out. I grab the bridesmaids, we start loading the car, and after a straight hour of goodbyes and Jenny scolding her bridesmaid yet trying to be comforting, we hit the road at nearly midnight. Oh, it's not over for me. My husband was quiet but seemed to have enjoyed himself, completely oblivious to what I endured. One bridesmaid is silent from being yelled at by Jenny. The other is destroyed and passed out snoring in the back seat. I finally pull up to the hotel. We check them into their room and think it's our final goodbye to them. We drive to the rental car lot and drop off the car. As we hop out, we realize the passed out bridesmaid's phone was on the floor on the back seat. The rental drop-off was on the roof of this parking garage. We cannot find an exit to save our lives. My husband and I walked this garage for 20 minutes, and it was like a scene from an apocalyptic movie. Not a soul in sight, no signs giving you directions. The only human we spoke to at the drop-off was just gone. The only way out of here might you ask? A freaking bus on the rooftop. Make it down to the street finally. Pretty much feel like we were taking the walk of shame back to our hotel, only about a block and a half, so not far, thank God, and get to the bridesmaid's room. I returned the phone because one of them was still awake and hid our pillows in our own room at nearly 2 a.m. Flight is literally in 4 hours. I get maybe 2 hours of sleep, but just eagerly pack my bags so ready to get home to my dogs. Husband does the same, and we begin our walk to the airport. It was quick to get through, thankfully, and we just find a seat next to our terminal, except an announcement was made that our terminals moved to pretty much the other side of the airport. We find it, sit down, and then all of a sudden I get a text from our flight saying it was delayed an hour. I truly was just ready to cry at this point. My mom was the one to pick us up when we landed, and she had a box of luxury cookies I ordered from the bakery that arrived that morning. I ate a cookie and cried as she drove us home. We got home, I did realize I never got my money for that room. Honestly, I laughed so hard telling the story again. I did so much for someone that I didn't even know, and to think this woman became so jealous of her ex with getting her friend that should have been the biggest red flag to her husband because they ended up divorcing. So, okay, 7 months later. Oh, wow. That was quite a story. That was something. Well, what lessons have we learned? I'd say, it's good to put up boundaries. Don't give people money. Oh no, I don't know. That was a lot. Have any of you been to some crazy weddings? I haven't. All the weddings I've been, one wedding I went to was so cool. It was kind of Renaissance-y themed, and that's going to sound crazy because my mom's wedding was Renaissance themed. It was actually in magazines and stuff like that. I'm not trying to brag. It was just, such a gnarly wedding that, people were like, whoa. Anyways, But yeah, that wedding I went to, the cake was so good too. Oh my gosh. And I won't ever be able to act, because I think that bakery's gone now. So I'm like, oh no. Anyways, yeah, you tell me, do we have any some fun, wedding stories? Oh, and then the wedding, also, it's always the food. I was a kid. That was the last wedding I went to. That's why I just was at the food table, because I was just so happy. They had a whole fondue table as an appetizer. What kind, you may ask? Chocolate fondue. That's so cool. And then I had cake later. Like, what kid is not... And then there's archery. There's freaking archery. Like, what a sick wedding. Anywho, I love you all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell if you want to be notified. And if all goes well, Wednesdays will be upload days. Wednesday's chat is full of, okay, bye. Oh, you're going to get 30 seconds of silence. Okay, love you, bye.